Welcome to One Belly, Two Brains. This is the opportunity that I get as a chiropractor whose focus is expecting moms and kids to talk about different ways that we can help develop our brains, how we can help maximize, even kind of like neurohack a little bit, to help improve the ability for children to grow and develop. One of the biggest, I got to tell you, one of the biggest frustrations that I have in practice is that I work with some children who have special needs, children who are on the autism spectrum, that kind of thing. And when they toe walk, there's a few things that I have in my toolkit, but I don't have any permanent solutions. And I can adjust until the cows come home. I can stimulate the joints of their feet and their ankles and their knees and their hips, but I can't walk around with them 24 hours a day. And so my friend Merrick and I have been talking for a while about ways that we might be able to help some of those children. And we have something that we want to share with you because the fact is a lot of these kids end up in surgery. They end up actually going to a specialist who either puts Botox into their muscles to relax them, or they cut the Achilles tendon and sever it in order to relax the foot. And um, I'm a conservative guy. I like at least trying something that's going to be conservative first before we do something like a surgery that you can't really undo. No doubt, I'm sure there's some kids who absolutely need things like that, but if if we're just doing that in a vacuum without trying other things that we could first, then I think that we're doing this whole thing backwards. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is there a potential way that we could actually keep kids from needing this surgery?
Yes, there is. First of all, we need to understand why those kids are tippy-toeing, walking on the ball of their feet, and there is, in the most cases, a pretty easy solution to it. We need to change the muscular tension in their calves, which we can do by hacking their brain.
Hmm.
And this is what we do with the neurological inserts or orthotics by sending impulses through their feet. So the brain reacts to those impulses and reacts by decreasing the muscular tension in their calves. And this works basically through their toes,
Hmm.
which are attached to the plantar fasciitis,
Mm-hmm.
which is attached to the heel bone. On the
Mm-hmm.
other side, we have the Achilles tendon and the calf muscles. So through this entire network, we are able to lower the muscular tension. And just a couple of weeks ago, here in the area, a 4-year-old girl from Lehigh Acres, um, her mom had already the appointment for the surgery. And imagine surgery and cutting the Achilles tendon, which means 8 weeks in a cast.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is awful, right?
I've
I
got a
cannot.
five and a half year
Yeah,
old that
yeah,
would never fly in my
exactly,
house.
exactly. I have kids as well, so it's awful seeing our kids suffering. So when you imagine it's just an orthotic that you put inside the shoe, and your body reacts to those information that we send to the brain and releases the tension, and it works. It works in 2 or 3 cases.
Hmm.
So and the kids walk normally after a few days. So I would say it's worth the shot.
So, I mean, it almost sounds a little too good to be true, right? It's like, so you're gonna take like an insert, right? And they look like this. So you're gonna put this in a kid's shoe and save them surgery.
Yes.
That seems a little like,
Yeah.
right? But tell everybody exactly what makes this different.
Yeah.
Like, because people can go to Walmart and stand on footbed scanners and pick something out of a box. Can they do the same thing there that this can do?
Yeah. So no, there's basically no way around it for a simple reason. Every boxed solution is a mass-produced product. It comes, we know it in the most cases of the Asian room
Hmm.
area, and the left orthotic or insole, what I call those boxed products or insoles, what we do are orthotics, and those cannot address individual needs of our patients because we are mass produced.
Okay.
So the left side is mirrored and equal to the right side, and our feet are different. So what we do in this case here, we work through this part here, this so-called toe crest, and increase the tension on the plantar fasciitis to achieve the reaction of the calf muscles. And this part needs to be designed 100% individual. All toes need to be addressed in the right way, on the right spot, and in the right height. This is only possible through the process that we go together with the kids with a posture check, analysis, and of course a digital 3D foot scan
Sure.
to make sure, yes, we can cover this part individually 100%. And yeah, it works.
I mean, people in chiropractic are pretty familiar with orthotics because, I mean, goodness, our chiropractic colleges are sponsored by some of these companies, and they've been really good at helping to stabilize the pelvis by using certain wedges. I mean, we're used to looking at, oh, you've got a leg length shorter on one side than another, so we're going to give you the support to balance that out. But this is a totally different concept. This is actually taking, from what you're saying, is taking an image of a child's foot, finding out where we can find where those tendon junctions are, where these nerve bundles are, and specifically stimulating right there in those spots to be able to change the tone in the fascia, to be able to change information going up into the brain to help, inhibit the contraction of those calf muscles, which is, a really, I have never seen anything like this before. And again, what I loved about what you said is that you weren't promising the moon and the stars, right? You said, in a small sample that we've had so far, it doesn't work in every case, but holy mackerel, for the ones that it did, and not having to go through surgery, I would much rather give this a kind of a trial first to see within a couple of weeks if this changes my kid's foot or not.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's what about, so how long does this last for? Like if you have toe walkers, that was the next question. Is this something that's just they're just going to grow out of, and their body's going to naturally get better anyway, or what kind of ramifications does that have for them?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So in the most cases, after 2 years, when the kids grow and they need this orthotic permanently, otherwise they will relapse and start toe walking again, because you still have this shorter Achilles tendon and high muscular tension. So you need those impulses all the time through a certain period in which the Achilles tendon grows longer and the muscle grows bigger. So I would say in 50% of those cases, after 2 years, the kids don't need it any longer. And there are other neurological issues that cannot be solved this easy. And those kids need those orthotics even after those 2 years, but hey, no surgery.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, so if we're talking about a span of maybe 2 years here, we're not talking about 5 different foot size changes, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about, your child's foot's going to grow, and so we may need to remeasure this every once in a while. But I mean, compared to the other options out there, I think this is a really good solution. So if you have questions about this, we have, contact us at Mama's Chiropractic. Merrick and I have been working together for a while, and so we're happy to work with your families. If this impacts other people that you know too, make sure you're sharing these videos. We come to you on Instagram. We do these streaming on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. So you can either leave questions in the comments, or you can email us or contact our offices directly. We're here to help. And so I thank you very much for helping to educate the public out there, the parents, and hopefully we can help find some solutions for some kids, and maybe even some doctors too that are looking at this and going, oh yeah, that might be something that we want to do. So I'll look forward to talking to you guys next One Belly Wednesday. Until then, I hope